So hi guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry clocking into TikTok again. And when I say this is Shadow Girl Sherry clocking into TikTok again. And when I say this is Shadow Girl Sherry clocking into TikTok again, I'm kind of talking about numbers right now. Because when you think about clocking in, you may think about work, you may think about are you working a 7 to 3 shift, a 3 to 11 shift? What time are you clocking in? What time you're clocking out? Guys, I'm coming on here, and this really it doesn't feel like a job. Guys, I'm coming on here, and this really it doesn't feel like a job to me or whatever. I wanted to say that. That's just one of the first things that's kind of coming to the top of my mind. Just my third time going live. This video that I'm making right now is my third time. Just my third time going live. This video that I'm making right now is my third time going live. With that being said, that is why I picked going live. With that being said, that is why I picked this particular picture to basically show up for me, or guys, and if you're watching this video, you may be if you're watching this video, if this video is appearing on your For You page, you just might, most likely you are into, is appearing on your For You page, you just might, most likely you are into the law of attraction. You may already know what angel numbers are. So that's what I'll start out with saying. For right now, you may be into the law of attracting the positive things. If you're thinking positive, doing positive things, you're attracting the positive things. If you're thinking positive, doing positive things, you're attracting that back into your life. On the other hand, if you're doing negative things, hang out with negative people, hang out with the negative Nancys, the Debbie Downers, all that, then through the law of attraction, you would be said to be attracting that. I don't know why you would want to be doing that. But anyhow, each to their attraction, you would be said to be attracting that. I don't know why you would want to be doing that. But anyhow, each to their own. But guys, again, this is my third time going live. With that being said, I want to go ahead and tell you that I've been making videos for a while. I have videos here on TikTok where I go under Sherry's Shadow Closet. On YouTube, if you want to go ahead and follow me on YouTube, I go under Sunset Songs, Law of Attraction, where on my personal journey, I'm hoping to guide you along on your journey as well, and help you along on your personal journey with the law of attraction. And we can all kind of come together and attract our best lives. Okay, so guys, and we can all kind of come together and attract our best lives. Okay, so guys, again, this is only my third time going live, and I'll go ahead and say this as well. Let me go ahead and say this. My channel is called Sunset Songs. I want to hurry up and give you what I call a sunset song before I even really get into the whole idea of the video. Guys, now sunset song before I even really get into the whole idea of the video. Guys, now I know that right now, if you are among the awake and aware, if you're watching this video, believe that the Lionsgate's portal began on July the 20th. Believe that the Lionsgate's portal began on July the 26th. Believe that the Lionsgate's portal began on July the 26th day for the Lionsgate's portal. With this portal, the Lionsgate's portal, the Lionsgate's portal, it's I did say the Lionsgate's portal. Of course, it happens during Leo season, and Leo energy, obviously, it deals with it's lion energy, it's solar energy, it's It deals with it's lion energy. It's solar energy. It's basically, I don't want to go too far into it, but basically the Lionsgate's portal, it's just a very powerful, associated with the Lionsgate's portal is the number I'm sorry, it's the number 8, because, and I hope I'm not saying, kind of like I'm not going to say a last minute video, but guys, I have been busy all day. Kind of like I'm not going to say a last minute video, but guys, I have been busy all day. And again, when I said clocking in, it feels kind of like clocking in, not clocking into work, but when I'm clocking in with you guys, it's more like a good time, and it's to unwind, because I might sound frazzled, all that different type of thing, but it's because I've had coffee to try to keep up with the day. Now I'm here to unwind, and that's a part of Sunset Songs. But guys, I don't know if I'm jumping all around, because I didn't have enough time to really make paperwork this time, because again, I just jumped on to unwind. Because I didn't have enough time to really make paperwork this time, because again, I just jumped on to unwind. But you can use music. I had to come up with a song that I'm going to give you to. I had to come up with a song that I'm going to give you to. If you know what the song is, I had to come up with a song that I'm going to give you to. If you know what the song is, and I'm into manifestation and all that, but I really didn't. I just didn't, and I'm into manifestation and all that, but I really didn't. I just didn't tell this person that. That we were, but I really didn't, I just didn't tell this person that, that really I was, and this particular friend, we listened to music together a lot, and this particular friend, we listened to music together a lot, and we're riding along or whatever, and a song by Chaka Khan comes on, and this person just happens to come out and say, you know what? I always kind of thought that Chaka Khan looked like a lion, like a really beautiful lion. And I'm like, wow, that's so funny. I just kind of thought that Chaka Khan looked like a lion, like a really beautiful lion. And I'm like, wow, that's so funny, because I always thought that. And, you know, because she's got that really thick hair, and her hair is so thick and long and beautiful and all that. And I've always thought that Chaka Khan was very, very beautiful, but she always put me in the mind, and, you know, thinking of a lion. And he said that, and of course, we're out during the Lionsgate's portal, and I'm like, wow, that's a synchronicity there, because that's always what I found her on YouTube, where I found her on YouTube, where she actually does meditations for full moons now, because I like to do things, celebrate. If you're watching this video, you might be into witchy things, whatever like that, which I am. And when I say witchy, I might add herbs and all that different stuff. But it's also about which way do you want to go? Do you want to think positive, or do you want to think negative? Which way are you choosing to live? And obviously, when I say which way, I'm trying to choose being positive. So it was just funny that this person come out and just said during the Lionsgate's portal that Chaka Khan put them in mind of a lion, like a beautiful lion, and I had to agree. But with that being said, Chaka Khan does full moon meditations. And you know what a full moon meditation is. Basically where it's like a guided meditation where, you know, there could be singing bowls, or, you know, to calm you down, make you feel good, and all that. So I just wanted to let you know that she does do full moon meditation, guided meditations. Another thing that I wanted to let you know about Chaka Khan is that Chaka Khan was actually a part of the Panther Party, the Black Panthers. And if I do have it written down here that I think I've got it correct. I saw it online where Chaka Khan was a part of, joined the Chicago chapter for the Black Panther Party in 1969. So I wanted to let you know that. And guys, I just want to say hi to everybody that's joining in right now. Again, this is my third time doing live, so I'm doing a lot of talking. And again, I do apologize. I've had a pretty good amount of caffeine today to keep going with everything that I had to keep up with today. So I might seem a little bit frazzled and all over the place. But guys, I just wanted to come and make this video so I could kind of calm down. But I want to say hi to you guys. And again, the song that I've chosen for this particular episode is going to be I'm Every Woman by Chaka Khan. And again, Chaka Khan was in the Black Panther Party. We are within the Lionsgate's portal. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys, another reason why I picked the song I'm Every Woman is also because Whitney Houston did a version of that song as well, where of course she mentions Chaka Khan. But Whitney Houston's birthday was actually the other day, on the day after the height of the Lionsgate's portal. Whitney Houston's birthday is August the 9th, so that makes her a Leo. And guys, I had a tape of hers the other day, and I wanted to make a bit of a video about her, but I didn't get a chance to do it, so I just thought I'd kind of put it into this video that I'm making right now, this live, to mention her and to wrap that all together. Chaka Khan and Whitney Houston, her birthday, Whitney Houston's birthday. And another thing, guys, I was watching a documentary not too long ago about Whitney Houston. And this is a bit of a fun fact, or just a fact, if I'll just say it that way. I watched this documentary about Whitney Houston, and it was actually mentioned in the documentary that Osama bin Laden actually had a big love for Whitney Houston. It was said in the documentary, and I should have wrote down what the name of the documentary was. It was actually on Tubi, guys. But in the documentary, it was just said that Osama bin Laden was a huge Whitney Houston fan. He thought she was the most beautiful woman in the world. And of course, Whitney was very beautiful in my opinion. And of course, she had the voice of a goddess, if you will. But anyhow, guys, that's what I wanted to tell you. I've given you a sunset song to go listen to. I've talked a little bit about the Lionsgate's portal. But I did, what I wanted to talk about in this episode is basically that the number 3, because this is the third time for me going live. This is my third time going live. So I'm just like, the other day I was trying to think. My first live went fairly well. My second live went pretty well. And I was just trying to think up, like asking Spirit, like, I want to go live again. Give me something to talk about. And it just so happened that I was looking at the amount of viewers that I had, not for my first live, but my second live. I was looking at the amount of viewers that I had for my second live, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I had 36 viewers for my first live. Now, guys, with that being said, I want you to think about the numbers 36. And I see a couple of different people on here. I'm hoping more people are gonna come on. But guys, being that if you're into the law of attraction, obviously, if you're watching this, I just want you to think about those numbers 36. And ask you if you can think of another number that may come in behind 36. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think about that. We've got the number 36, and the reason why I'm saying the number 36, first off, this is my third time going live. Again, that might be a little bit why I'm a little bit tongue-tied, but it's also because I've had a good amount of caffeine, and guys, I'm trying to unwind with you all. Sunset songs. It's sunset. I've given you a sunset song for this episode. I'm trying to unwind. And guys, I thank you all for joining in. But this is my third time going live. So I just want you to think a little bit about the numbers 36. 36, 36 is the amount of viewers that I had for my second live. And I'm not ashamed to say that because, again, it was only my second live. I'm going to also go ahead and tell you that for my first time going live, I had a way in turning a I found a way with my imagination, and you know, I should be really good with the law of attraction, being that I have an active imagination. I found a way to turn a mirror into a stage. Now, if you want to know how I did that, you're going to have to go back and watch that first live. But I turned a mirror. No, I'm sorry. That's my second live. I turned a mirror into a stage. Now, with the first, if I can think about my first live, I'm trying to think back. It was basically, it was about a candle, lights, camera, action. And guys, in my videos, again, I do call myself Shadow Girl Sherry. So if you are watching this video, you may be the type of person, I'm not going to say that you have the fear of being seen. Maybe you don't have the fear of being seen, but maybe you have felt like this video has popped up on your For You page, maybe you are the type of person where you feel like you haven't been seen in life. You're not being seen in the way that you want to be seen. Maybe you're not being seen. Maybe you're not being heard. Guys, that's one of the reasons why I started my channel. It was because sometimes in life you kind of feel like you're not being seen, you're not being heard. And I kind of feel like for myself, I'm just like, you know what? It's my responsibility to really start enjoying my life. I got to a certain point where I wasn't getting the things out of life that I wanted. So I found out about the law of attraction, and it's like, okay, so you can actually attract the life that you want. You can kind of make this life and everything work for you. I'm all about that. So, and I've always been the type where I don't know, like you might be watching this video. If you're watching this video, maybe you might consider yourself to be a bit of a misfit. Maybe you don't fit in everywhere you go. And because I have seen in different places that's kind of like the idea of a witch. A witch, one of the ways, tell signs that for you to know that you have a little bit of a witchy way about you. Tell signs that for you to know that you have a little bit of a witchy way about you, is that you may not fit in everywhere you go. About you, is that you may not fit in everywhere you go. You may not fit in everywhere where you go. That's a bit of a telltale sign. Again, guys, I want to apologize. I've had so much coffee and I need to unwind. But guys, I'm trying to give you all just a little bit of time to think about those numbers. 36. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think about the numbers 30 go up. If you've watched any of my other videos, I do call myself Shadow Girl Sherry. That is because for right now, I'm not appearing in my videos. I don't make you have no idea what I look like. And that's, you have no idea what I look like. And that's why I kind of say, if you're watching this video, you may feel like you're a bit of a misfit. You may feel like you have a little bit of you're a bit of a misfit. You may feel like you have a little bit of a fear of being seen, or you may feel like you're not being seen. You're not being seen. Again, I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry, and I don't appear in my videos. And even before those, the name, it just came to me while I was making videos. I just said, hey, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. The name, it just came to me while I was making videos. I just said, hey, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. Guys, I had no idea at that point. I had no idea anything about shadow work. And if you're going to come out and call yourself Shadow Girl Sherry, obviously my name is Sherry, but I go by Shadow Girl Sherry, and I don't appear in my videos. That's Shadow Girl Sherry, and I don't appear in my videos. That's basically, I found out, get into more witchy things, whatever. I'm already calling myself Shadow Girl Sherry, and the next thing I know, I found out about this thing called shadow work. Obviously, it came up in like my For You page. It's here on TikTok. It came up on YouTube. The algorithm picked up on it. Hey, Shadow Girl Sherry, come on now. You need to do some shadow work. You get what I'm saying. But anyhow, guys, if you're watching this video, you may just feel like maybe you're not being seen. And if you're feeling that way, then you're in the right place. You may feel like you're a little bit of a misfit. And I wanted to make a community for people like us, where you want to, should I say you want to be seen more? Or I'll put it this way, you want to be more the main character in your life. Who else is going to be the main character in your life but you? If that's just what's coming to the top of my thoughts right now, and I want to share with you guys. But again, I called this, for this particular episode, this live, I was trying to think of, when am I going to talk about for this live? And when I just happened, I'm thinking about the fact that this is going to be my third live. And while I'm doing that, I was excited because I'm looking, what happened for my second live. And I saw that there were 36 people who listened to me, who joined in and listened to me and, listened to my voice and made me feel seen. Even though you don't know what I look like, you were listening to me. So there were 36 people who showed up for me. And it came to me, I'm like, okay, Spirit has basically given me what my third episode is going to be about. I've got 36 subscribers. And guys, I'm going to give you one more chance, guys. When you're into the law of attraction, you're into, you have to be into the law of attraction if you're watching this. You have to be in a little bit witchy things. You're trying to manifest your dreams into your reality, which right now is a very powerful time to do that, because the Lionsgate's portal to stand in for me, basically, and you see an 8-ball. I thought that was only fitting for the Lionsgate's portal, because even though I'm talking about the number 36, and then you see the time as 3:33, which was perfect. I'm thinking I've got to put this up for my third time going live. I think I did my second live maybe on Saturday. Maybe it was Saturday. I don't know. It's something like that. But I did my second live. And then on Sunday, I'm looking at this right now. On Sunday, it was basically an angel number that popped up for me. I checked my phone for whatever reason. I go over to my phone, I look at it, and it was 3:33. So I'm like, wow, looking at all these threes. And I have my third live that's coming up. I've got to put this up for the picture. So that's why you see 3:33. And that's an angel number. 3:33 has a lot to do with manifestation. Just think about threes. It's threes. What's coming to the top of my mind? 3 is, if you've read The Secret, which was my first book that I read when I got into the law of attraction, was The Secret. One of the first things that I learned, the one thing that I can really remember out of the first, out of that book, The Secret, is the idea of the number 3. 3 is the number of creation. 3 is the number of creation. And think about this, the idea of the number 3. 3 is the number of creation. 3 is the number of creation. And think about this when it comes to 3. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and say it now. Okay. Because nobody said it so far. Nobody said it. 36, guys. 36. I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I'm kind of getting all over the place. And, TikTok I've tried to watch a couple of videos or whatever to see how do you get started with going live or whatever. And one of the things that was said in this particular video that I watched about going live is that you kind of want to go live when you get started, but you don't want to stay on for too long. And I'm very happy to say that I stayed on for the first live. I think I was on for over an hour, a little bit over an hour. The second time I went live, I went for a little bit over an hour, and I had a really good time. I'm having a really good time tonight. You guys are helping me to unwind. I'm still shook up from the day. I was pretty busy running around doing things for other people. And guys, again, I'm going to say it again. That's another reason why I got into the law of attraction, because it's just like, wow, it's time for me to start really thinking about, I love, doing for people and so on, but I've worked in different, jobs and different things where obviously when you go to work, you're there to work. You have an employer and you're there to work, and you got to stay on top of things. I started my channel because I want to start living more, not a mundane life, but I want to live more of a magical life. And that's another reason why I started my channel and I got into the law of attraction. But with that being said, I'm going to stay on as long. I'm going to try to stay on as long as I can, obviously, you know, because I'm trying to arrive for you guys, and I'm trying to build more of a following, obviously. And guys, I do want to say this as well. Anytime you like, click, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all those things. In my very first live, in the picture, I had a candle. The candle in that video, my first live was I entitled it, or I named it, Lights, Camera, Action. And basically that, in that first live episode, I had a candle, Lights, Camera, Action. The idea of that was, I am Shadow Girl Sherry, but I am trying to arrive more for myself, show up more in my life, have a magical life. And guys, even though I'm not appearing in my videos, I'm trying to show up for you all, for us, you know, who I consider you might be a little bit of a misfit. Maybe you're not being seen in life. We're trying to live more of a magical life. Guys, whenever you like, click, share, subscribe, guys, that candle was it's a beautiful candle. I tried to I found a candle that was yellow, for the Lionsgate's portal, because the Lionsgate's portal is, you know, the colors that go along with it for the Lionsgate's portal is, you know, bright colors like solar plexus colors like yellow and gold. So I wanted to find everything that I laid out in the video is either yellow, gold, or it had the print of you know, something in the cat family, whether it be a lion, a tiger, a jaguar, or a panther, whatever. And guys, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. For the sunset song tonight, I chose a song by, a song that both Whitney Houston did a cover of the song, I'm Every Woman, but Chaka Khan also did a version of I'm Every Woman. And with that being said, Chaka Khan, I saw online, got a little bit of information about Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan in 1969 actually joined a Chicago chapter of the Black Panthers in 1969. And the synchronicity, I've already shared that. And later on, after this live is over with, I'm going to save this live so it can be, of course, replayed again and viewed again. So if you want to come back and watch it, please feel free to do that. I hope that you will share my channel, Sunset Songs, with your friends, anybody that's trying to be positive, and have more magic in their life. They may be feeling like they're not being seen, or maybe they're living a mundane life, or guys, maybe they're a negative person and they need more positivity in their life, and they need to join up with us because we're trying to be positive and we're trying to attract our best lives. So I'm just encouraging you to do that, pass it along. And when you do that, you're helping me out. You are lighting that candle, pass it along. And when you do that, you're helping me out. You are lighting that candle. And again, the idea with the first video, Lights, Camera, Action. And again, the idea with the first video, Lights, Camera, Action. I had a candle in the video. The candle was not lit. None any of that stuff. That picture, that candle is basically an altar. It's an altar for me, but it's also an altar for you. So when you share, all that different stuff, you are basically lighting that candle on the altar that is for myself. You're lighting my path. And as you light the candle, you're lighting my path. And that's letting me know that I'm lighting your path. We're doing this together. And that's what that candle was all about. The candle, I came back for my second live, and in that second live, the candle was all about. The candle, I came back for my second live, and in that second live, the candle, in the first live, in the picture, the candle was not lit. The second, I let you know the idea about it. In the second live, the picture for the live is, it's the same candle, but the candle's lit. Why was the candle lit? The candle was lit because there were people who came and listened to me. So you're lighting that candle for me. So it's letting me know that I'm lighting, I'm being a light for you. And that's what I'm trying to be. And guys, I thank you so much for being here with me, sharing this. Well, sunset, is kind of closing down now. But guys, I also want to tell you that this energy is also said to be powerful right now because, the other night we had a full moon under the sign of, not Leo. The sun is in Leo, but the full moon that we had the other night, fell under the sign of Aquarius. And, so there's a lot of energy. There's that number 3 again. I have seen in lots of videos, and I always say, because I see it in a lot of videos, that you can work with the energy of a new moon or full moon 3 nights before. You can work with that energy, that very intense energy of a full moon or new moon 3 nights before, the night of the full moon or new moon, and 3 nights after. And I think right now, this is the second night after the full moon in Aquarius. And guys, I caught that moon last night and it was beautiful. I came out last night, and you know what a full moon's all about. If you're watching this video, you most likely know what a full moon's all about. You probably work with the energy of the moon phases. I called my channel Sunset Songs, but with the sunset, you think about the idea of the sun. There is a sun that comes up, it rises in the morning, and then at night we have a sunset. But then once that sunset happens, then of course we get a different type of light. We get the moonlight and we get the stars. So then of course we get a different type of light. We get the moonlight and we get the stars. So we're never where, the energy's still available for you to work with. If you want to do rituals, if you want to, write, where, the energy's still available for you to work with. If you want to do rituals, if you want to, write something on a bay leaf, that you're trying to release or, and burn it. I don't know what different rituals you do, but I talk about that, here on my channel, obviously. I don't know what different rituals you do, but I talk about that, here on my channel, obviously. I talk about that. But for tonight, I'm talking about, guys, whatever pops into my head, really, because I've had so much coffee. But guys, so there's a lot of intense energy. And another thing that I heard about, there's a lot of intense energy. And another thing that I heard about, we're having some type of an alignment right now with the planets. I don't know how many different planets, we've had that a couple of times already this year where, different planets are in alignment, like, Venus might, I don't know what planets are, in this particular alignment. I saw that it happened last night, maybe the night before, and we're still in the energy of an alignment. I don't know if that includes Venus energy, which, Venus, if you're watching this, you may know that Venus is aligned with the goddess, Venus, obviously. It's aligned with the goddess Venus, who's about love, luxury, all that kind of stuff. Venus, I don't know if it has to deal with Saturn. And if you know about Saturn energy, that's about disciplined. It's about discipline, maybe a little bit of hardship there. Saturn energy isn't the easiest. I'm learning more about all that stuff. I don't know if Jupiter's in there. Jupiter is about expansion. Just wanted to say a couple of things like that to you guys, to let you know this intense energy that we're working with right now. But for right now, I did say I'm saying that this particular episode, I've called it Three's a Charm. Three's a Charm because this is my 3rd time going live. And guys, I just want to say thank you for everybody who is tuning in. With that being said, I did mention the number's 36 because for my second live, I had 36 subscribers, or 36 people who joined in for that live. Okay. And I'm not at all ashamed to say this. If you come over and you join me on here on TikTok, I'm under Sherry Shadow Closet. But on YouTube, if you join me on YouTube, over there, my channel name is Sunset Songs. If you join me on YouTube, my channel is called Sunset Songs. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, guys. Over there, if you join me over there, at the current moment right now, I only have 37 subscribers. And I'm not a bit ashamed to say that. I have 37 subscribers. I've had 2 people to join, two more people to join me over there since I went live. So for the first 2 lives I've had 1 person join me. So now I'm up to 37. I had 35 subscribers. I now have 37. But after I did the second live, I had 36 subscribers on YouTube. Now, guys, that number's popping up a lot here. 36 subscribers on YouTube I have under my channel Sunset Songs. But on my second time going live, I had 36 subscribers. And I don't know about you, but when numbers start showing up, and I've often said, here's that magic number 3 again. I've seen in lots of different videos and things like that in the spiritual community that when you notice a number pop up, you're in the course of a day, and you get to the point to where you have seen a particular number 3 times in one day, it's like the universe is communicating with you. It has a message that it wants you to know. It's trying to communicate with you. Even if it's the message is just like you think about, okay, if you see a number, you keep seeing the number, it's an angel number. You go, you look up the meaning of it. Even if you don't want to look up the meaning of the angel number, you don't want to look up the meaning of the angel number or whatever. You can just think of something that you're trying to manifest. But also, guys, consider what you were thinking about when you saw the angel number. What were you thinking about? It said that might be the message. That might be what your spirit guides just want you to think a little bit. You saw this number while you were thinking about something. So there may be something in there that you need to stop and think about while you were, you're thinking about something. Maybe there's some reason why you need to pause and remember, what were you thinking about? What were you doing when you were seeing the number? That may have something to do. That might be a part of the message. Or it may just be that your spirit guides, whatever, they're just trying to let you know that they're there with you. If you're having a little bit of a mixed up time, it said that, in the spiritual community, that before something shows up 3D, and 3D means it's showing up right in front of you. It's in your 3D life. You're looking at it. It's 3D, 3-dimensional before you. It's in your 3D life. You're looking at it. It's 3D, 3-dimensional. Before something becomes 3-dimensional, it's in the unseen. So 3D, 3-dimensional. Before something becomes 3-dimensional, it's in the unseen. So when you're putting your wishes out, your things like that, you're not going to see it right now, but there is an unseen energy out there. And, it takes time. And the more positive you're being, you're planting the positive seeds. Don't expect if you just put the seeds out, you just planted the seed. You can't keep going back every 5 minutes and going back to see if the flower bloomed already. You have to give it time for the seed to take root. You have to water the seed and all that. And then you're going to start seeing, you know what I mean? You're going to start to see it. But there is an energy, an unseen energy. There's a behind the scenes energy that's going on. Even if you're just thinking about a seed that you planted, the seed is in the ground. When you're walking, you don't know that there could be a plant that's under the ground. When you're walking, you don't know that there could be a plant that's under the ground. But then come spring, I think when I think about spring, I think about daffodils. I think about daffodils because that's one of the first, signs of spring. But with that being said, I hope you see what I'm saying. The unseen world, give it time and you keep working, put the effort in, and you're going to see things come into the 3D. But you have to give it time. Things happen in the unseen before they appear 3D. So your spirit guides, it may start with the form of numbers. You see 222, that has a lot to do with balance. It has a lot to do with balance. It has a lot, if you think about it, it may have to do with love. Think about it, finding a partner, partnerships. So maybe you're seeing 222 a lot, 222, you're seeing twos a lot. Balance, something, maybe your partner's trying to find their way to you and you just got to keep thinking positive. So with that being said, guys, I've had a lot of coffee, do a lot of talking, whatever. But the number 36 popped up for me, for my second live. I had 36 people that joined. 36 people that joined. And with that being said, guys, I want to say hi to everybody that's joining me right now. I see some beautiful names, beautiful names. I see a Michael. I don't like to call people out necessarily, because again, I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry, but then again, I have to consider that I'm always talking about, you may feel like you're not being seen. You're not being seen. So if I call Sherry, but then again, I have to consider that I'm always talking about, you may feel like you're not being seen. You're not being seen. So if I call you out and I say hi to you, just know that you're being seen. I'm seeing all your names. But right now, for whatever reason, the names that are kind of popping out to me right now, I'm seeing a Michael. That makes me think of Archangel Michael. Fatu? Guys, I don't want to keep calling everybody out. I'm seeing a Simpson. That makes me kind of think of the Simpsons, guys. Yeah, you know how they're always to everybody that's joining me right now. And thank you so much for joining me. I might seem like I'm all to everybody that's joining me right now. And thank you so much for joining me. I might seem like I'm all over the place, but again, it was to everybody that's joining me right now. And thank you so much for joining me. I might seem like I'm all over the place, but again, it was a big win. And the sun's win, and the sun starts to set. Good. What did you listen to when you were trying to manifest your goals? You went to work today or whatever. What did you listen to when you were trying to manifest your goals? You went to work today or whatever. Your significant other, your person, your significant other, your person, maybe they don't, your significant other, your person, maybe they don't in your heart and you would like to leave it. I would really appreciate that. I love music in your heart and you would like to leave it. I would really appreciate that. I love music, guys. I'm a huge music lover. But guys, I'm all over the place again. All over the place. That coffee, trying to unwind here. But sunset songs. Guys, let me jump back onto the idea of threes again. Guys, I have 30 sunset songs. Guys, let me jump back onto the idea of threes again. Guys, I have 36 people the channel that you are looking for is Sunset Songs. Over there, I'm not a bit ashamed to admit, because guys, I've been making videos for a while, but I really do believe, and I've heard other people say, if you want to build you want to build more of a community, you've got to start engaging with people more. Even though I do call myself Shadow Girl Sherry, I'm not going to keep going into why I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry, all that, because I got to stay on the subject. But over on Sunset Songs on YouTube, please join me. Like, click, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, a loved one, somebody that's trying to be positive. But even if there's somebody that's being negative and you feel like they need more magic in their life, they need to stop living in a mundane way, and they have an open mind, because again, some people look at this as witchcraft. And I'm not telling you what to think, whether you want to look at it as in thinking, which way do you want to go? Do you want to think positive or do you want to think negative? Or if you really do consider yourself to be a witch. And, yeah, even if you consider yourself to be a witch, and guys, I'll even say this, there are Christian witches. I'm not saying, I believe in a little bit of everything. But I'm not going to get into all that, talking about religion and all that. For me, it's basically trying to be positive here. If we're being negative, I feel like we're trying to work those wrinkles out. We're trying to work those kinks and those wrinkles out. And that might be the shadow work thing coming in, which, shadow work is a very It's a real thing. I found out because I called myself Shadow Girl Sherry. But over on YouTube, I'm not a bit ashamed to admit, I have been making videos for a while. I have quite a few videos. But again, I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry. You hear the sound of my voice. Even with that, guys, this is only my third time going live. So I've heard people have told me, you need to try going live. So TikTok finally gave me the cue that, you can do it now. You can go live. So this is my third time going live. With that being said, I kind of feel like maybe when I start engaging with you all more, and again, guys, it's about lighting that candle on the altar. I've explained that for myself and for you guys. I'm showing up for you, and then, hopefully you're going to show up for me. We show up for each other. Guys, it's all about living that magical life. But on YouTube, I have 36 subscribers. I've said 36 two times. With that being said, I wanted to give you all a little bit of time to add in one more number. Guys, one more number. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds. One more number to that 36. Guys, you guys are on here. If you're watching this, you have to just think a little bit. Think about the numbers 36. And I want you to think about, is there any kind of a method, anything that's out there where you have to add one more number to work with that method? Okay? So let's count it down. You have 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, guys, I'm going to say it. I'm at 11. 11 is a master number. I'm all about keeping you guys entertained here. 11 is a master number when it comes to numbers. And I'll also say again, I'm going to say this to you guys. I love angel numbers, but when I was in school, I was one of those kids that was not for math. Math was like one of my worst. It was my worst subject in school. I never knew that one day I would have I would have a fondness for numbers. But I love numbers now because it comes in the form of angel numbers. It was one of the ways that I first really got into the law of attraction. And the first angel number that really started showing up for me, it was one of the ways that I first really got into the law of attraction. And the first angel number that really started showing up for me, and when I say it started showing up, I first really got into the law of attraction. And the first angel number that really started showing up for me, and when I say it started showing up, was very, very ill. And she has passed away right now. Now she's deceased. But with that being said, I know that my mom wants me to live my best life. So she would want me to live my best life. And I did start my spiritual journey with her illness. And one of the numbers that I kept seeing a lot, one of the first angel numbers that started appearing to me, because guys, even though 1111 is that, a big angel number that a lot of people talk about it, I hadn't heard of it. I had never heard of angel numbers, and I had never heard of anybody saying anything about 1111. People say that, 1111. I never heard that before. I had never heard of it. The first number that I started seeing a lot was 911. And the way that it was showing up is because I kept seeing it on my alarm clock. On my alarm clock, I kept seeing on the alarm clock, it was digital numbers that would come up. It was a digital clock. So think about alarm clock. Three's a charm. And the alarm on my alarm clock. Three's a charm on my alarm clock at that time. The number that kept showing up, I would see 9:11 a.m. And I would see it. I'm like, oh my gosh, 9:11 in the morning. I looked over at the clock. It's 9:11. Then it could be the exact same day at 9:11 at night. I just look over, and it's a 9:11 again. And the color of the numbers that would come up, I think a lot of you already know. A lot of times, a lot of times with digital clocks, it's either like orange, and that makes you think of maybe kind of like a warning, because when you're driving, the warning, the things that they put out when you're driving, a journey or whatever, and they're like fixing they're doing road work. You see a lot of orange. You see caution, okay, detour, all that, orange. Okay, so I think about that when, you think about an alarm clock. But additional to that, the other color for an alarm clock, I think, a lot of times is red. And that's the color that the numbers popped up for me was red. So I was constantly seeing 9/11. It was nothing for me to see 9/11 in the morning and then see again later on, later in the PM to see 9/11 at night. After a while, it started to be kind of freaky. And, I was watching my mom a lot and I looked over and I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I called her mommy, I'm an adult or whatever. I'm like, mommy. She's spending a lot of time with me because she was very, very ill, very, very ill. And I was looking after her a lot. We spent a lot of time together, in her final years of life. If she wasn't in the hospital, then, she was home with me and me and some other people were caring for her. And it's funny because my mom was a caregiver. And it just so happened that, she wound up having to need a lot of care and, she passed away, fairly young, I'd say, but that's getting kind of painful for me. So I want to walk away from that. But I said that I was going to count all the way up to 30. At 30 seconds is probably gone by a long time ago, but I started talking about angel numbers a little bit because I reached up to number 11, which is a master number. The first angel number I ever saw was 9/11. Okay, guys. But no one has said anything about this 3 and 6. And I told you why I said 3 and 6. Guys, there is a method called the 369 method. Guys, and I know you've heard of it. 369. It's the Tesla code. And when I think about the Tesla code, of course, who was it that came up with it? Nicola? I don't want to pronounce anybody's name wrong. But you know what I'm talking about. You might want to look it up. But I don't want to pronounce anybody's name wrong. But you know what I'm talking about. You might want to look it up. But there is the Tesla. I don't want to pronounce anybody's name wrong. But you know what I'm talking about. You might want to look it up. But there is the Tesla. Join me on my second live. I had 36 people on YouTube at that time, over on YouTube, Sunset Songs. That's my channel name on YouTube is Sunset Songs. At that point, I had 36 subscribers as well. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. Okay, 36. I was thinking about, okay, I had a lot of fun. What am I going to talk about for my third time going live? My third time going live, what am I going to talk about? Then I started to notice, wait a minute, 36. 36. I'm seeing this number. And then it hit me, okay, 369. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to talk a little bit about the number 3, and then I'm going to break it down for you. When you think about 369, I want you to go ahead and look at the actual picture that I have up for you guys tonight, showing up basically for me, Shadow Girl Sherry. If you watch any of my other videos, you already know that I don't, at this point, up to this point, I haven't appeared in any of my videos. I put... for lives, I put pictures up, and on my channel and I always put like a picture, or I make like a video. I was doing a lot of, a thing where I was, making videos. I would make a video where I wouldn't appear. I just put things out, like different things that pertain to whatever the subject was that I was trying to talk about in that particular episode. Just like I pick a song that's kind of themed around whatever I'm talking about for which I call an episode. I lay out items. Being that, this is the Lionsgate's portal, I would put a lot of things out that would have to do with like cats. Maybe, I have a tiger Christmas ornament. It's not Christmas, but I look at the Lionsgate's portal kind of like a Christmas in July, if you've ever heard of that saying, Christmas in July, because, hey, it's all about, kind of like gifts, like, it's kind of like gifts that you are bringing into your reality, your manifestations, they're your gifts, right? So I kind of look at it as a, Christmas in July. And you've probably heard that saying. And, the Lionsgate's portal, I do believe that portal opened on July, the 26th, I believe. I believe it opened on the 26th, and the last day to work with that energy is August the 12th. The height of the Lionsgate's portal, which in this picture you see an 8-ball. The height of this portal for the Lionsgate's portal was the 8th month, 8th day. And I'm going to say it again. The day after the Lions, I'm going to say this, the day after the Lionsgate's portal, like the height of it, the 8th month, 8th day, I mentioned a sunset song. The sunset song was the song that's also sung. It's done by Chaka Khan. Khan performed it, did a version of it, and Whitney Houston did a version of it. Earlier in this episode, I did mention that Whitney Houston, who is also a Leo, she's a Leo, and you know she loved to perform, and Leos are all about bold energy, taking center stage and being out there. Whitney Houston's birthday was on August the bold energy, taking center stage and being out there. Whitney Houston's birthday was on August the 9th. But of course, you know, Whitney Houston, of course, has crossed over. But you know, when she was here, she had a powerful voice, and she had a stage presence, obviously. But I wanted to go ahead and mention that. But guys, we're going live. So I'm putting things out in the air and talking for you guys. And I hope you're having as much fun as I'm having. You really are helping me unwind. But the number's 36. I'll go back to that again. 36. But the number 3. I think it's getting ready. Oh no. Oh boy. What? Yeah. Detecting. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? Guys. Okay. I have got like 5 more minutes to go here. Okay. Okay. I don't even know what's going on here. I haven't gone live a lot, but basically I may have to come back and finish talking about this idea of the number 3 later on. But guys, I want you to think about the numbers 369. First, if you think about it, look at the picture that I have for you guys right now for this live. 33 or 3:33. The time that I looked at the clock on Saturday or Sunday. Sunday, August the 10th. I looked at the clock at 3:33 p.m. With that being said, I looked at the clock at 3:33 p.m. I want you to think about the number 3. You start out with the number 3. Okay. The next thing you know, you add 3 more. 3 is a magical number. 3 is a charm. 3:33 p.m. Think about the number 3. We're going to jump to that second 3. When you jump to that second 3, you've got 3. You add another 3, you've got 6. Guys, you jump to the next 3 that you got 3:33 p.m. You've got 3. You go 3 more over, add 3 to that, you've got 6. You add 3 more to that, you've got 9. So in that 3:33 p.m., you've got 9. 9, I'm going to say this, 9 is the number of change. I want you to think about the number of change. 9 is a number of change. Guys, this is a number 9 year. This is a number 9 year. We are in the Lionsgate's portal. The number 9, though, actually, obviously it comes after the number 8, but the number 9 deals with change. This is also change. Think about change, the number 9. Think about a mother, feminine. When a woman gets pregnant, it takes her 9 months, and then that's when she delivers her baby. That's a new beginning. Feminine, that's a change. That's a major change right there. Her life has changed. She's now a mother. So I wanted to leave that with you. 9, the number 9, it's a big change. This is a number 9 year, a year of change. There may have been a lot of chaos in your life, and for me, it's been that way. This is also the year, we're in the Lionsgate's portal, but this is the year of the snake. Snakes are about change, even though it might scare you. I don't want to see a snake. I'm not big on snakes. But the idea of a snake, the message with the snake, the spiritual meaning really of a snake is change. With change, for the most part, there may be a lot of chaos, and they're said to be, for this year, this may be a chaotic year. I don't know about you, but for me, check. This has been a chaotic year, but I know that's a good thing because that's what has to come with change. Guys, I'm going to give you something else real quick to think about. I'm going to have to come back later on and finish talking about this 369 idea, but I've already said, different things. But I want to say this, guys, and I got to say it real quick. I just saw the number 144. I feel that we're all chosen ones here. Guys, I mentioned the year of the snake. This is the year of the snake. The year of the snake. But this is also right now the Lionsgate's portal. That brought something to the top of my mind. that made me think of something that is called a chimera. A chimera, hear me out, a chimera is, and I have to make another video, but it just makes me think of a chimera. Just look up a chimera. A chimera is said to be a thing of mythology, mythology. It is something that has different animal body parts. Most likely, most chimeras, it's mentioned as a lion's head. We're in the Lion's Gates portal. A lion's head. Maybe it has like bat wings. It has maybe bat wings. The body, I forget what I've heard a lot of times the body would be. Maybe, I'm forgetting what the body was. I don't know if it was maybe dragon wings or bat wings or what the body was, but we've got a lion head, maybe bat wings or like dragon wings. And oftentimes a chimera, that the tail of the lion would be a snake. The tail of the lion would be a snake. So guys, that's basically what I'm going to leave you guys with. It is called a chimera. I want you to go and maybe look that up. That'll have to be another video because this live is going to be ending which was 11 seconds, 9, 8. Happy Lions Gates portal, guys. So work this energy. 4, 3, 3, 2,